Some 4 years ago, Movers and Shakers actually blew away all the cobwebs from networking here in Padihah with a massive annual gala event. The first was at the Village down on Circumference Road, second was at Sentara, the third was at Sentara, and the fourth one was just before Christmas at a property right next door where we're filming tonight. It was at the wonderful Mantra. But tonight we're here at the Havana Bar, we're here at the Holiday Inn for the first ever, well, not annual, and it's not monthly, it's going to be quarterly Movers and Shakers event. Now, in the last year, Movers and Shakers have also been doing corporate networking once a month in Bangkok, very successfully, and most often on a Friday, and the Bangkokians are not used to networking on a Friday, or if they are, it's maybe down here in Padihah with the Chambers and Lighthouse and such like. Anyway, so this is the first one of the normal variety, not the big gala event. 400 baht for ladies, 750 baht for guys, free flow beer, wine, lots of food. So let's go in, check it out, speak to some of the sponsors. As I was explaining, Movers and Shakers is a monthly event in Bangkok, and at the first one of 2013, Nigel Cornick from Kingdom Properties, with their flagship project in Padihah, South Point, decided they would sponsor the whole of Movers and Shakers in Bangkok for the entire year. They then said, well, I don't mind putting in some money for the quarterly events in Padihah, but we need a co-sponsor, and joining me is the man from Mixed 8.5, it's Russell Darrell. Russell, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good, I got there, didn't I?
It was a good introduction there, rather long, but a good one. Okay.
42 seconds. How you doing, mate?
Good, thank you. Yes.
Right, Russell, this is kind of been a long circle in a sense, because in a way you have quite a strong relationship with Nigel.
Yes.
when he was with Raymond Land, haven't you?
Yes, yeah, we did a lot of work together for many years, so it was nice when I see Nigel coming back into this part of town where it sort of, he put me also in this part of town, so us coming back together again is good. Yeah, it's a long way around.
a long way, but yeah, we got there, right, about on my intro. Russell, so why sponsor tonight?
Well, it was just something that Case called me and just said, we're going to do a new event, it's going to be a quarterly event, we've got to get it off the ground, do you want to sponsor? And I thought, yeah, sure. I mean, we've looked at doing other things, we've been part of a lot of other charity events, so getting into something new and sort of getting it off the ground again, why not? Let's get in there and help out where we can. It was just an opportunity that, it's just, okay, let's do it.
All right. And do you see this as it's branding, it's advertising, or what?
For me, I think it's just branding at the moment. We're not really advertising, we're not here to try and sell anything. It's just a case of brand awareness again, make sure that people remember where we are, we're out here, we're part of the BBC World Service, and this is what we do. There's nobody knocking on shoulders at the moment and shoving brochures in people's faces trying to sell them advertising. It's just a case of, here we are, this is what we do, here's a little reminder of what's there. And I think the same with Kingdom Property, they're not pushing anything in your face either. It's just a case of, look, here we are, we're back in town, this is what we're doing, here's the product, and at the same time helping other things go along.
All right, so it kind of keeps you on people's map, or their sort of radar in a sense. So you said, tells people where you are. You're at 8.5, so you're somewhere between 80 and 90, right?
Yeah, very good, yes. Somewhere right about at the beginning of the dial. So, yeah, where we are, I mean, we're around town. We're around at events. If there's something going on in town, we're normally there somewhere. High profile or not, we're there, the Northern Soul, the Family Fun Day. There's another couple of things coming up that we're going to be part of as well. So it's just a case of, we're your radio station that you listen to, but we're also around town helping in the community too. Okay. So I don't want to say we're a community radio station, but yeah, we are in some sorts a community station.
But the events that you're talking about is another sort of leg to your business because you do PA hire and all that kind of thing, right?
Yes, but what we've done in events where we're talking about now is just becoming involved and helping out. I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard is coming to town sometime soon, and they needed some PR, so we've got together with them and we're going to help out Legacy of Legends. The Northern Soul needed something that was on the other side of business. Yes, they needed some equipment to help out with their event, so we put the equipment together for them. Yeah. So yeah, this is not. I'm not supplying sound and lighting here. We're just branding the event and helping movers and shakers get going again, which I think has been missed.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. So what do you think about tonight so far? We've been going about an hour and a bit. What do you think?
So far, it's nice. I like the idea of if we sort of pan the camera the other way, we can see that people are in a shirt, business attire. It's a bit more formal than some of the other events in town, and I like that because I think networking should be, if it's going to be networking, it should be networking, not loud music in your face for a party. That's coming later at the pier.
That'll come later at the pier. No, you're absolutely right. But I think you're right about the business attire. I went to an event in Bangkok recently, not movers and shakers, and you weren't even given a badge or a badge holder, a card holder, and it was in a pub.
Yep.
And you and I have both been to events in a pub before, but I went up to one guy and I said to him, I went up to one guy and I said to him, so hi, I'm Paul, and he looked at me and said, you know, I'm trying to watch the football, mate. You know, he wasn't there for the networking at all. So I didn't think it worked, quite frankly.
Well, that was where Case asked me to go to a couple of the movers and shakers in Bangkok. I went across, and when I saw Kingdom Property getting involved and other stuff, and I just thought, this is such a breath of fresh air, networking-wise, to what's been going on down here for the last couple of years. Okay, the gala event is here, but that's more of a party, a networking, but party. This is networking. And it just reminds me of being in Bangkok. I've been there for many years in Bangkok, so this is now sort of a slice of Bangkok here in Pattaya. And I think there is a lot of business done here anyway. It's just maybe you don't see that many people around. And now you have a look around, we are seeing that, which is nice.
All right. Hi, Russell. Thanks very much. We haven't seen Nigel Cornick yet. I'm getting very distracted by all these beautiful girls who are moving around. But maybe try and speak to Nigel, or indeed Case Kuipers, who's the founder of Movers and Shakers, as Russell mentioned earlier. So stay tuned. Thank you very much, mate. Cheers. Thank you. Okay, now as I explained earlier, the sponsor for Movers and Shakers in Bangkok for the whole year, and indeed here in Pattaya for the quarterly events, is Kingdom Properties. Joining me is the CEO, our old friend Nigel Cornick. Nigel, how are you?
Right, well, let's do the old bit, please.
Okay, all right. Nigel, you're looking particularly sun-kissed.
Yeah.
You've been, and I've seen some of your Facebook posts this week. You've been on Koh Lan, have you?
Yes, I've been taking care of a very good friend of mine from Israel.
Ah, okay.
And,
it wasn't work then?
It was work,
Oh,
but he thinks it wasn't. But no, he's a lovely guy. And I mean, at the end of the day, relationships are about business. And
Indeed. Now, this lovely lady standing next to us, I see her at all the networking events, and her name is Arena. Arena, you've been with Kingdom now for 1.5 years, maybe, or how long?
Yeah, a little bit less than a year.
Okay. And how's it going? What is your job title? What is it you do?
I'm basically taking care of the marketing for the company, promoting South Point in particular, our first project.
Okay. And business is good?
Very good.
Okay. Now, we're filming this today on International Women's Day.
Yeah.
Did you get your free champagne as you came in?
Yes, absolutely, more than one.
I was going to wear my kilt, and I thought, I'll maybe try and get away with it. You think it would have worked?
I don't think so, but it's very interesting. I read in the papers today that over 50% of CEOs in Thailand are women. It's the highest percentage second highest in the world. Now, that's been my experience in Thailand, that the women here really do go that extra mile, and they I think it seems to be a global phenomenon.
Well,
so get your kilt on.
But that means that you're going to have to watch out. I mean, Irina's been doing a sterling job for the last 12 months.
I would love to hand over my role to her.
There you go. What do you think of that, Irina?
I'll stick to what I'm doing. I'm fine with it, yeah.
You're happy doing that?
Yes, very happy.
Yeah. Okay, now Irina, tonight we have the after party, but this is the first Moves and Shakers, the sort of regular event.
Yes.
But there's going to be an after party, which has got some connection with this gentleman. But why don't you talk about it? Because I've seen you down there as well.
Well, this is one of my favorite clubs. I really like going there. The name is The Pier. So everybody is welcome to join us up there.
Okay.
So we're having a little bit of surprise down there for women, as it's International Women's Day.
Okay.
It's a very important celebration for Soviet Union and some other Latin countries, Latin American countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear. And Nigel, how's it going at the pier?
The pier is doing well. Like all these things, it takes time to wind up. But I think the patio is booming. I tried to get some rooms for some friends of mine the last minute, and there's nothing available in patio. And it's not a special week in many ways. So patio, really, the future here is just so bright.
It is bright.
Yeah, there's just nothing on the horizon that I can see that should stop this growth. And that's great. It's great for all of us. Yeah.
Okay. And the last time that I spoke to you in Bangkok, and we were talking about the high season and it being a misnomer, but that we were talking in terms of sales for companies like yourself. We're now coming to the end of the first quarter. How are things looking for Southport?
You're quite right. I was a little bit disappointed around January that there wasn't more, but since then it's gone. We probably sold 20% of South Point in the last 6 weeks. So, just goes to show statistics and trends mean nothing.
Well, maybe they were on tide time. It just came a bit late.
Well, what's also interesting, in most of the good transactions have been to Thais, which is even more surprising. But maybe after Chinese New Year, the Chinese tend not to buy before Chinese New Year, but after. So perhaps but no, we've had a huge success in the last few weeks with Thai buyers. Buying relatively big units at really great prices. So that's very encouraging for me. Very encouraging.
All right. Well, listen, I know you've got a lot of people to speak to tonight, so I'm going to finish with one question.
Yep.
But since it's International Women's Day, I'm going to ask it to our head of marketing. Irina, are you a mover or are you a shaker?
Both.
Both. And we'll find out at the pier later on, right?
Yes, you are.
Okay, one more coming up with Kees Kuipers, the founder of Movers and Shakers. Stay tuned. Thanks very much, Nigel. Thank you very much. Thank you. Great. Okay, I'm now joined by Mr. Movers and Shakers himself. It's Kees Kuipers. Kees, well done, mate.
Thank you, Paul.
Absolutely fantastic. You do these events in Bangkok every month, as we've explained, and you've now decided to do it quarterly in Pattaya. Why?
I see a connection between Pattaya and Bangkok. There's a lot of business interest, vice versa. To start Movers and Shakers in Bangkok for a Pattaya boy was something out of the box, but it did work. So in the Bangkok events we actually get a lot of guests from Eastern Seaboard, and I thought it would make perfect sense to bring it then to Pattaya as well. So there's other guests probably from Bangkok that could join the events here in Pattaya, and for some reason or the other it works.
Now, for the uninitiated, and I don't want to say anything bad against any of the other networking events, but what would you say makes Movers and Shakers different from some of the other ones, or is it the same?
It's, I think, a little bit the same, but the thing we do different is that we don't host a monthly event, so it's a quarterly event. I'm very happy with our venue sponsor, Holiday Inn, that I was able to agree an exclusive with the Havana Bar to host these events. So the Movers and Shakers quarterly events will always be held here exclusively at the Havana Bar, which in my experience and my personal opinion is probably by far one of the best events to do, or best venues to do these type of events. And apart from that, I think what Movers and Shakers might do different a little bit from the other events is that we actually target our audience a little bit beyond of Pattaya. We are looking at the eastern seaboard that accommodates a lot of industrial estates, as you know, but also Bangkok. And so the mix of people that are attending Movers and Shakers are perhaps a little bit more colorful than a local scene, which, and there's nothing bad with a local scene, don't get me wrong, but it makes the networking more interesting.
Now, I thought one word that you were going to say there was perhaps it attracts more professionals. And what I was going to say that somebody said to me earlier was, it's nice to see the guys all, I mean, we're not wearing suits and ties, but we're in casual business attire, but we're here to do business.
I think that's what networking is all about, Paul. I mean, if you want to grow your business, there's always two parties. There's a buyer and a seller. Now, if I'm a seller, I would like to meet my buyers. So this is a perfect venue and a perfect excuse to, you know, to bring yourself to and to try and meet other people that might be interested in your service or in your product, or that could help you to find other contacts. And basically that's networking, so as simple as that.
In that case, I'm going to let you get back to the networking. Okay. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in roughly 3 months' time back here at the Havana Bar.
3 months' time, exactly, so we'll be back.
But in the meantime, if people want to join in Bangkok, they're more than welcome.
More than welcome. We do it every month. The first runner-up this month in March is on the 29th at the Plaza Atini Hotel at Wireless Road, and that's another great venue, another great opportunity to network, and I hope to see you there.
And we'll see you again. Bye-bye. Thanks so much.